Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. And I hope I will see you the day after tomorrow.
Netflix signs Alex Eala for a 7-episode original documentary. It spread across social media, generated thousands of shares, and convinced countless tennis fans that one of the biggest streaming platforms had secured the rights to tell Alex Eala's story. There was just one problem. It wasn't true. No Netflix deal exists, no 7-episode series has been announced, no multi-million-dollar contract has ever been confirmed. But here's what's fascinating. The truth is actually far more remarkable than the rumor. During the past year, 3 different international broadcasters independently produced documentaries about Alex Eala. Think about that for a moment. Not one documentary. Not a single network following a trend. 3 separate productions from 3 respected media organizations, all deciding that a 20-year-old Filipina tennis player deserved her own feature before she had even won a WTA singles title. That almost never happens. The BBC released a documentary exploring her growing global impact. ABS-CBN produced documentaries following her journey from childhood to the professional tour. And GMA Network created its own special report covering her remarkable rise. 3 broadcasters, 3 different editorial teams, 3 different audiences, 1 athlete. That raises a much bigger question than any fake Netflix headline ever could. Why were so many respected media organizations telling Alex Eala's story at exactly the same time? The answer begins with her extraordinary rise. In March 2025, Alex Eala stunned the tennis world at the Miami Open. Entering as a wildcard, she defeated multiple top 25 players, including former world number 1 Iga Swiatek, and reached the semifinals. Suddenly, the tennis world wasn't asking who she was. They were asking how far she could go. Then came Wimbledon. In 2026, Eala reached the 4th round and climbed to a career-high ranking of world number 28, becoming one of the highest-ranked Filipino tennis players in history. As this video is being released, she's competing at the Mubadala DC Open against Olympic champion Zheng Qinwen, another sign that she's now playing on tennis' biggest stages. That's already an impressive career. But what makes it unique isn't just the results. It's the timing of the attention. Historically, Filipino sports icons followed a predictable path. First, they became household names in the Philippines. Years later, international media finally noticed. Manny Pacquiao experienced that journey. So did Olympic gold medalist Hidilyn Diaz. Recognition came step by step. Alex Eala's story has unfolded differently. Local and international media recognized her almost simultaneously. The BBC didn't wait for her to win a Grand Slam. Philippine networks didn't wait until retirement to tell her story. Everyone moved at once. That isn't coincidence. It's consensus. Let's start with the first documentary. ABS-CBN released Alex Eala, Born for Center Court, a feature tracing her journey from childhood through her professional breakthrough. Produced by respected sports journalist Diane Castillejo, the documentary offers a personal look at the sacrifices, discipline, and determination behind Eala's success. What makes this project especially meaningful is Castillejo herself. She isn't simply covering tennis. She has been part of Philippine tennis history for decades. Her decision to document Eala's journey sends a powerful message. She recognized that Philippine tennis was witnessing something historic. Next came the BBC. In February 2026, the network released Alex Eala, the tennis star who could be a game changer for the Philippines. Notice the wording. The BBC wasn't celebrating a completed career. It wasn't declaring her a champion. Instead, it focused on possibility. The documentary explored what Eala could mean for an entire nation if her rise continued. That editorial choice says everything. The BBC believed her story mattered long before the final chapters had been written. Then came GMA Network. Its special report revisited Eala's rapid progress, highlighting how quickly she had become one of Philippine sports' brightest stars. Together, these 3 documentaries tell different parts of the same story. ABS-CBN explains where she came from. The BBC explores what she could become. GMA captures her journey as it continues to unfold. That's a level of media attention few athletes receive before winning a major championship. So why did fake Netflix headlines become so popular? Because the truth doesn't fit neatly into a viral thumbnail. Netflix signs Alex Eala is simple. It's dramatic. It spreads quickly. 3 independent broadcasters each produced separate documentaries for different audiences is far more accurate, but far less clickable. The rumor exists because people already sensed something important was happening. They simply attach the wrong explanation to it. Another interesting detail often gets overlooked. None of these documentaries were coordinated. There wasn't one giant publicity campaign. The BBC, ABS-CBN, and GMA all made independent editorial decisions. Different countries, different producers, different schedules. Yet they all reached the same conclusion. Alex Eala's story was worth documenting right now. That's not marketing. That's recognition. Even Tennis Australia has embraced documentary storytelling. Its feature Ball Kids explored the young volunteers working behind the scenes at the Australian Open. Although the film isn't about Alex Eala, many social media pages mistakenly labeled it as another documentary connected to her. That confusion reveals something interesting. Fans are actively searching for more stories about Alex Eala. The demand already exists. Unfortunately, some content creators exploit that demand with misleading headlines. The real documentaries don't need exaggeration. They already exist. And they're available through official broadcasters. Perhaps the most important voice belongs to Diane Castillejo. When discussing Born for Center Court, she explained that Philippine tennis had waited a long time for an athlete capable of inspiring an entire generation. Instead of waiting until Eala's career ended, she believed the story deserved to be preserved while history was still unfolding. That perspective captures why these documentaries matter. They're not celebrating a finished legacy. They're witnessing one in real time. That's incredibly rare. Of course, Alex Eala's journey remains unfinished. Like every young athlete, she has experienced setbacks. At the Stuttgart Open in 2026, she lost to Iga Swiatek in straight sets, a reminder of how difficult it is to compete against multiple Grand Slam champions. Eala herself acknowledged that Swiatek simply played better that day. Those moments matter. Because genuine documentaries don't ignore defeats. They include uncertainty. The BBC never claimed Eala would become a Grand Slam champion. ABS-CBN didn't portray her career as complete. GMA didn't suggest success was guaranteed. Instead, they documented possibility. That's what separates journalism from internet rumors. The fake Netflix headline tells viewers the story has already reached its perfect ending. Reality is much more compelling. Alex Eala's greatest achievements may still lie ahead. And that's exactly why these documentaries feel so powerful. They're capturing a moment before history finishes writing itself. So let's return to the number that started this story. 3. 3 documentaries. 3 respected broadcasters. 1 young athlete. No Netflix contract. No fabricated millions. Just 3 independent media organizations recognizing that something extraordinary may be happening in Philippine sports. Whether Alex Eala eventually wins Grand Slam titles or not, these documentaries have already captured something historic. They recorded the moment when a nation and much of the tennis world began believing that a Filipina player could compete with the very best. Long after fake headlines disappear from social media, those documentaries will remain. Young tennis players will watch them for inspiration. Families across the Filipino diaspora will share them with future generations. And tennis fans everywhere will remember them as records of a remarkable journey that was still unfolding. Because sometimes the biggest story isn't a fictional Netflix deal. Sometimes it's something much more meaningful. It's the moment an entire country realizes it no longer has to wait for its next sporting icon.